So we're going to work out of the concept of self-concept. I'm sure we know, right, how much better it feels when we walk on that field with confidence. When we're confident in who we are and who we can be as a person and a player. And we know the contrast between when we walk on that field and we start to question, do we even deserve to be out here? We start to feel like a shell of ourselves. And question, do we deserve to be on this team? We know the contrast and we know the difference in those two versions of ourselves. It almost feels like completely different versions, but the only difference is a level of confidence. Confidence in who you are as a player and a person. And so what I want to know is, can we build a system? Can we build a practice so we don't leave it up to chance? We don't leave it so hopefully that first pass comes in, I have a great first touch and complete a pass. So we don't leave our confidence up to hopefully having a great first play so I can be confident for the rest of the game. We need a practice. We need a system. So every single time I step onto the field, every single time I walk up to practice, I'm the best version of myself. I think we can do that. And I know we can do that because that's exactly what this program is about. So we're going to take our first steps to self-mastery by understanding this very simple principle. That is, the strongest force in the human personality is our need to stay consistent with how we define ourselves. I'll say that one more time. The strongest force in the human personality is our need to stay consistent with how we define ourselves. We need to upgrade how we define ourselves. Remember, I've talked about beliefs determine behavior. Beliefs are self-fulfilling prophecies. We need to cut ourselves from the limiting beliefs, and we need to start conditioning, patterning, and believing these new empowering beliefs that we can start to instill into our life. Because we'll talk about what is a belief. And some people like to think it's a feeling of conviction. It's a feeling of certainty. Well, when we get into the science behind it, a belief is just a repeated pattern of neurons fired together, right? It's just a pattern that we can repeat over and over and over again and link to a very confident state. And so I've talked about, remember, a lie on paper can become a truth in our soul. We can take a state and turn it into a trait. It takes repetition. It takes association. But we need to work out of this concept of self-concept. And so that's what we're going to work towards. Becoming confident in ourselves. Confidence in who we are and who we can be. That comes down to two things. Self-esteem and self-confidence. Everybody likes to focus on self-confidence. Big pop culture concept. I need to be confident in who I am. We can't just flip a switch and all of a sudden become confident. It's something that has to be earned. It's something that we have to do over and over and prove it to ourselves. Self-esteem is something that we can work on. That's the seed. That's the source. That's the self-made nature of our self-confidence. People who have confidence have incredible self-esteem. And what is self-esteem? It boils down to two things. One, I'm confident in my ability to think, grow, and change. Remember, change is a superpower. And then two, I'm confident in my right to be successful. I'm confident that I'm worthy to succeed. That's self-esteem. And it boils down, both those concepts boil down to two words, self-efficacy and self-respect. Again, self-respect cannot just be flipped on like a switch. Self-respect must be earned, just like respect. Okay? Maybe you're not consciously keeping score, but subconsciously you are keeping score with yourself. So when we make a promise to ourselves, we must keep it. And that's what self-efficacy is about, proving our effectiveness to ourselves. Are we a winner? And I don't mean just strictly score basis, like in a game. I mean, when I say I'm going to do something, do I do it? We need to start creating the systems and practices so we can start creating this rapport with ourselves, so we can start creating this respect within ourselves. And the domino effect is that we're going to have unwavering confidence in who we are. It's not going to just come up to chance with a play. I'm going to be confident when I step on that field because I know I've conditioned, I've embodied this person day in, day out. As soon as I wake up, I'm embodying this person. I'm being who I can be. And can be eventually turns into I am. And so that's the process that we are embarking on. And it starts with self-acceptance. First step to self-mastery is always self-acceptance. I must accept who I am right now. And not passively accept it, actively accept it. Meaning that's the person who I was yesterday. As soon as I write it down on the paper, it's out of me. I'm in the process of change. Remember, change is a superpower. Because I know if I'm not stuck in yesterday, tomorrow can be different. I might have lost today. Okay, we will lose some days. I might have lost today, but tomorrow will be different. Because as soon as that sun goes up, I'm back in attack mode. And that's the practice. That's the structure. That's the system that we need to start to build. We work out of a very basic concept. And to take charge of our days, we must take charge. We must take ownership of the rising and setting sun. That's what we're going to master. We need to master our mornings. So to follow this up, I've got the prompts that we're going to send. Hopefully 5 to 10 minutes you take. Just as soon as the pen hits the paper, just start writing. And I'm going to walk you through how to start crafting our mornings. So we break the habitual day. We know the pattern of yesterday will never be the pattern of tomorrow. And our hope is in as sure as the turning of the earth, as sure as the sun coming up tomorrow, as sure as the moon eventually reaching full, these patterns, these tools, these strategies are going to work for us. Let's become craftsmen in who we can be. Let's put our focus in the right place so we can get the result that we're after.
We're gonna be legends. Gonna get their attention. What we're doing here ain't just scary.